Hello and welcome. I'm Saffron from saffrondominises.com, and today is our final video in our mental health month. So we've done a month of mental health related videos and blogs in honour of World Mental Health Day, which was Tuesday the 10th of October, I think. Yes. So today is the final one. So this is EFT for self-esteem. Like last week's, it's another one that we can use whether we identify as having mental illness or not. This is one for everybody. So self-esteem is the beliefs that we hold about ourselves, the extent to which we value ourselves, really. And a lot of us really struggle with it. A lot of us, as we're growing up, we get these messages about how valuable we are, about how important we are, about whether we do things right or wrong, and quite often we internalise the negative messages more than the positive messages. So there might only have been a very few negative messages, but we're wired to internalise those ones because those are the ones that are likely to affect our safety if the messages come from the people we depend on, our parents and caregivers. It can be very frightening to get negative messages. So all of that is from an evolutionary kind of perspective. So we can grow up to think that we're not doing things right, that we're not worthy, and that we're not good enough. So that is the belief that I'm going to work on today. So I'm not good enough. So before we begin, maybe write down that belief, pause the video, get a pen and paper, write down the belief, I'm not good enough, and a number for how true that feels for you on a scale from 0 to 10. So 0 would be, I don't believe that at all. 10 would be, that is absolutely true, I am not good enough. So write down where you fall on that scale, and hopefully our tapping will get the number to drop. If you're a 0, you might not need to bother. But you could give it a try anyway, because what could happen is the number could go up as we're tapping around. It might tune you into something that is there anyway, but that you aren't connecting to consciously at the moment. It's not creating something that isn't there, so please don't worry that doing this video is going to make you feel not good enough. But it will heal stuff that you weren't even aware was bothering you, which is amazing. So we'll begin tapping on the side of the hand, which is called the karate chop point, and we begin with our setup statement. Even though there's a part of me that believes that I'm just not good enough, that's okay. I accept that part of me, and I choose to love and accept all of myself. Even though there's a part of me that doesn't believe I'm good enough, I choose to love and accept myself just as I am. Even though there's a part of me that really doesn't feel good enough, that's okay. I accept that that's there, and I choose to love and accept myself now. There's a part of me that feels not good enough. It's been inside me for a long time. It speaks to me when I get things wrong, and when I do things that I'm not proud of. I feel as though I'm not good enough. And I might have spent my life collecting evidence to prove that I'm just not good enough. That time when I got told off by my parents. That time when I got in trouble at school. That time when I failed an exam. There's a part of my mind collecting all of those times just to show me that I'm not good enough. But there were lots of other times. Times when I did really impressive things. That part of my mind hasn't collected those. And so I'm not seeing those as evidence that I am good enough. I wonder how it would feel to say I am good enough. I am worthy. That would feel really uncomfortable. It feels really difficult to say. So I don't have to say it just yet. But maybe I could work towards it. I'd like to feel good enough one day. And I know that I can find lots of evidence that I am. I've done lots of really good things in my life. Maybe I could start collecting them now. And maybe I could work towards feeling good enough. Feeling good enough is my right. And a part of me doesn't feel good enough. And even that part is good enough. I love and accept all of myself now. Deep breath. And let it go. So a thought that just came to me as we were tapping, if that round brought anything up for you, then do make a note of it, write down anything that came up, and you can use that for the next part of your tapping. And a thought that came up for me as we were tapping was that wouldn't it be lovely to make a vision board? So a vision board is just a lot of pictures that you stick onto a board, and have the affirmation I am good enough, or I am worthy, or whichever one it is that you struggle with, in the centre of that vision board, and then pictures of all of the things that you've done and achieved that prove that you're good enough. You could put pictures of exam certificates that you've passed, anything that you're proud of, anything that you're proud of. It doesn't have to be external validation like an exam certificate. Something you've made, a day that you enjoyed, a picture of someone that you said something nice to and made happy one day. You can just create this very visual collection of that, and there's something about that visual element that really helps it to sink in to our bodies on a different level. Often we can know something in our minds, so I know that I'm good enough, I know that everyone is deserving and that I'm as deserving as everyone else, but to have that information filter through into our bones, you know, when we feel something, feel it in our bones, to feel it in our guts, to feel it in our heart, this is what we want it to filter through to that really deep level where we know it's truth in our body, not just in our mind, because knowing something in our mind can often contradict what we know deeper down. So that's what we use tapping for. It can filter those mind ideas that we want to filter down into where we need them to be. So I hope that this has been helpful, and do let me know how you get on. I really look forward to hearing from you. Self-esteem is probably the biggest area that I work on, so if you do want any support with this, then do get in touch with me, and I'd be happy to set up some one-to-one sessions, or to just have a chat about where you might like to go next with your EFT. And yeah, that's what I'm here for. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye bye.